Have you ever felt like you're drowning in a crowd, smiling, laughing, but inside, it's like the lights are off? You wake up in the morning and it's heavy before you even get out of bed. People say, "Cheer up," as if that's the magic cure. But you can't just flip a switch, because this isn't just sadness. This is depression. And if that word just made you want to click away, don't. Because in the next few minutes, you're going to hear something that could change the way you see your pain, and maybe even yourself. You see, depression isn't the end of the road, but it can feel like it's the end of you. I want you to imagine this. You're standing in the middle of a storm. It's raining so hard you can't see your own hands. The wind is loud and you're soaked to the bone. Most people think the goal is to make the storm stop. But what if I told you the real way out is to move through it? And that's what we're going to talk about today. How to walk through the storm called depression and come out on the other side stronger than you ever thought you could be. I want to tell you a story. A few years ago, I met a guy. Let's call him Jake. From the outside, Jake had it all. A good job, friends, a nice apartment, but inside, he was in pieces. He'd wake up, sit on the edge of his bed and stare at the floor for hours. The things that used to excite him, music, basketball, late-night drives, felt like empty shadows. Every day, he told himself, just get through today. But every night, the weight was still there. One day, Jake said something that stuck with me forever. He said, "It's like I'm living under a sky that never changes. No sunrise, no sunset, just grey." And maybe you've felt that too. The grey that makes you forget there's ever been colour in your life. But here's the thing Jake didn't know back then. And maybe you don't either. The sky does change, and you're not powerless. Even if you can't control the storm, you can control your steps inside it. First, let's get something straight. Depression is not weakness. It's not laziness, and it's not a sign you failed at life. It's an illness. And like any illness, it needs understanding, care, and time. Scientists have found it's a mix of brain chemistry, life experiences, and sometimes genetics. That's why you can't just think positive your way out of it. If someone told you that, don't listen. They're giving you a band-aid for a broken bone. But here's what I want you to remember. You are not your depression. It might live in your mind for now, but it's not your identity. You're still the same person with dreams, with potential, with a life worth living. Depression doesn't get to keep all of that forever. When Jake started recovering, he didn't leap out of bed one morning and shout, "I'm cured!" No, it began with tiny, almost invisible steps. Step 1. Move your body, even if your mind says no. Some days, Jake's workout was just walking to the mailbox, but it counted. Step 2. Talk to someone you trust. It's not about dumping your feelings, it's about letting your pain be seen. When pain is hidden, it grows. When it's spoken, it starts to shrink. Step 3. Feed your mind what you want it to grow. Jake stopped doom scrolling before bed. He replaced it with reading a single page of a book, not a chapter, just a page. Step 4. Celebrate microscopic wins. Getting out of bed? Win. Making coffee? Win. Showering? Win. Because when you're in depression, even the smallest victories are acts of rebellion. Depression thrives in silence and solitude. It whispers, "Nobody understands you." But the truth, millions do. There are people who've walked through the exact same darkness and found light again. Find your tribe. Whether that's a therapist, a support group, an online community, or a friend who will just sit with you in silence without trying to fix you. You don't have to shout your story from rooftops. But don't let depression convince you you're better off alone. Connection is oxygen for the soul, and depression hates oxygen. Here's the mental shift that changes everything. Instead of asking, "When will this be over?" ask, "What's one thing I can do today that's good for me?" Because recovery isn't a giant leap. It's 1,000 small steps. Some days you'll move forward. Some days you'll stand still. And that's okay. Standing still is better than falling deeper. And on the days you can't even stand, it's okay to crawl. Because forward is forward, no matter how slow. I want you to think about this. Every storm eventually runs out of rain. It doesn't matter how long it's been pouring, it will stop. And when it does, you're going to look back and realize you weren't just surviving. You were building a strength no sunshine day could ever give you. The world needs people like you. People who've been through the fire and can tell others, "I made it." Because your story could be someone else's lifeline. In the next video, I'm going to share the single mindset shift that turns depression from an endless loop into a chapter you close for good. It's something 90% of people in recovery never hear, and it might just be the missing piece you've been searching for. So, if you're ready to take that step, I'll see you there.